Today we're going to talk about measuring for pipe IDs the correct way. Keep in mind we have two basic forms of pipe that we work with, and the categories are circular and non-circular. The process for the circular pipe is to take an inside diameter. You're going to start from the clock position 6 to 12 and 3 to 9. Measure both directions, add them together, and divide by 2. And that will give you your inside pipe diameter for a circular pipe. Circular pipe is the pipe that we deal with more commonly. Now, you can also come into corrugated metal pipe, which can be circular, but it can also be other shapes, elliptical, oval, and horseshoe. But when you measure the corrugated pipe, let's say it is circular, you want to do the same thing. You're going to measure from 6 to 12 and 3 to 9. However, you never want to measure from valley to valley or peak to peak. You want to measure correctly from peak to valley to get the correct identification for that pipe. Now, when we go into non-circular pipes, there's many different shapes and sizes of pipe. This drawing here is an arched pipe. There's trapezoids, rectangles, squares, and many others to think about. If you ever have a problem when you're measuring non-circular pipes, always refer to your Appendix E in your CIPP book to cover your camera setup. The formula is still the same. You're going to do a height by width. Remember though, regardless of the shape, you will go from 6 to 12 to your highest peak. Then you will find the widest section of that pipe, and that will be your width. So on the archway pipe, we will go across the bottom where it's completely flat. You'll add those two measurements together and you'll have a correct ID on that pipe. Now I'm going to show you with this piece of PVC pipe that we already have lined, the proper way to use your 25-foot tape measure when you get your identification. So you're going to start, I always like to go from 12 to 6 or 6 to 12. What I do is I will take my tape measure and place the flat piece at 6 o'clock. I'll use my right thumb to push the tape measure in. You always want to check for a bell. There's no bell on this. And you want to press and get pressure of that tape measure against the top of the pipe. And carefully remove your tape measure without letting your thumb slide, and you'll see that I'm sitting here at 7 inches even. Now this is a PVC pipe that's already been lined. All right, so now that's one measurement. I can always do it twice for good measure just to make sure. And again, you want to make sure you feel that pressure of your thumbnail against the top of the pipe. And don't let your thumbnail move, and there we are again, 7 inches. Now I'll do the same thing from 3 to 9. Slide the flat part in about 1 inch inside the pipe. Make sure there's no bell. And I'm going to mash that thing tight with my right thumbnail that I'm holding the tape measure with. Carefully pull it out, not to let my thumbnail slide. And I've got 7 inches. I recommend always do it twice. If you're doing it correctly, it shouldn't change. And that concludes our pipe ID measurement.